I am a New Yorker, as you can no doubt tell from my strong accent. And I think it's absolutely fascinating, the difference in the debate about shale production from the United States, where, as I say, I'm based, to Europe. I think that although there is certainly still debate in the United States, and that there is, as Dwayne was alluding to, there is definitely concern about the environmental impact of fracking and the associated issues with shale production, there's very largely consensus support. And when people look at the advantages of shale in terms of the economic impacts, in terms of the economic security, energy security benefits, and also even indeed the environmental impacts in terms of the shift away from coal and towards the use of natural gas, I think it's safe to say certainly that across the political spectrum there is very, very broad support for continued shale production. And I was talking to Daniel Chantal, which we were just discussing just before we started this morning, and he was observing how still actually in Europe and probably in the wider world, there's not really a very good understanding still of just how dramatic the change in the United States has been, which obviously made me feel great as someone whose job it is to communicate to the outside world how good how dramatic the change in the United States has been. We're clearly falling down in our jobs perhaps as reporters, but it really is very, very hard to overstate just how fundamentally the outlook for US energy has been changed in a really very, very short space of time. Certainly in the space of 10 years, even really in the space of 5 years, ideas about the energy balance, the energy outlook for a long time to come have been completely turned on their heads. For instance, I mean, really, as recently as 2007, so what is that, only 6 years ago, people thought that the United States would be a very significant gas importer and importing large amounts of natural gas and growing amounts of natural gas into the future. And now we look and we're talking about the US being probably the world's most significant gas exporter over the coming decade, as you will all no doubt have noticed in this morning's Financial Times, I trust. If I can plug my own piece. If you haven't read it yet, I'm sure you'll want to.